God bless. Amen. Fire and ice. So, about a week ago, I was seeing something. I had thought of something because I had to get something out of my mouth, and I spit. But when I went to spit, it's almost like I kept hearing that. So I didn't think much of it, but like later on the night, I had like a dream or something like that. I don't remember the full detail of the dream, but I remember the ending. Because some of the dreams I get, it's like I either remember the first part of it or I will always remember the ending. And I remember that it was almost like I thought of witches spitting into a cauldron, 1,000 witches. I thought about after that, like it had to do with that. Then it had to do with children. And then over the land, as in not just in America, but just the world in general, but especially in America. How, and it had to do with generational things, like a generational curse thing or whatever. And you should do like a prayer of protection over your children. I don't have children myself, but I would encourage anybody to do this. That pretty much the meaning of this is the witches, 1,000 witches spitting into a cauldron. It just seems like, okay, yeah, it's sick because they're spitting into this thing, but what you don't realize is they're casting a spell doing this, and it's raising up, it's spiritual, like it's raising up, it's a spirit of defilement over not just their children, but their children's children's children. For each generation to come, it's raising up a spirit of defilement, so your children will be pretty much defiled of the ways of witchcraft, the ways of this world, different parts of being, like your children being defiled in different ways, either it being pornography, witchcraft, which is all in witchcraft. Sorry. Basically, it's all in witchcraft. And I think many people, if they saw that, they wouldn't think much of it. But the thing is, though, that is actually, it's a spirit, basically. It's a spiritual game. It's a spiritual battle. And so basically, this meaning of the spirit is of defilement is any way, shape, or form your children and your future's children's generation and their children's children can be defiled in any way, then so be it, basically. That's the spirit. Any way it can defile and get your children defiled in any way, shape, or form, it's going to do it. So be it. Any way, shape, or form, your children's mind can be defiled, especially, because remember, the enemy attacks in the mind, especially first. Because if he can get you in your mind, then he has you. No doubt about it. I had to pray, and I kept wondering about the same thing, like what is the meaning of it? And basically the meaning of it, this spirit of defilement is always going to start at the mind. But any way, shape, or form, it's just like the Jesuit oath. In the Jesuit oath, it says, any way that they can take away Christianity out of our culture, out of this world, in any way, shape, or form, to pervert a person's mind or whatever else it says, that any way, shape, or form it can do that, then so be it. It's the same way this spirit of defilement is working and moving. Basically, the symbolism of this spirit is that it's 1,000 witches spitting into a cauldron. That's what the symbolism and meaning of it is. Raising up this spirit. And that's it. Pray for your children. Pray for their protection. God bless. Amen. Fire and ice. Godspeed. And I don't have children myself, but I know that it's always going to start the mind and hit the mind first. After that, it's either won or it's a loss. Spiritual battle, spiritual game, but it's always going to start at the mind, especially always trying to hit the children first. No doubt. God bless, amen. Fire and ask, Godspeed out.